Action.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Flip Flop Family podcast. We're a little bit worse for wear today, aren't we, Zach?
Very worse for wear.
This is the baby of the family,
Yes.
Zachariah.
Me.
And he's been very excited to actually be on the podcast, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I actually wanted to do it first, but then Mummy let my sister do it, and then I was like so gutted.
I know, but you know what? The whole point of this family podcast, Zach, is just to be really real. So
Yeah.
depending on what has been going on in the week and whose kind of topics have come up the most, I feel like that's the person that we should speak to. So I feel like gaming has been a bit of a thing this week, hasn't it? Gaming. So last night we had Grandma's 70th, so we
Yes.
didn't get to bed till like 2:33 in the morning.
Only.
Yeah, only? What do you
Yeah,
mean
I
only?
was like 3.
Yeah, 3 a.m, Zach, that's crazy. It's not even half term, it's only the weekend. And I kind of missed you because although we were at the same party, you guys were like, the kids were chilling outside.
Yeah, doing the bonfire.
Doing a bonfire, yeah. And we were inside, and you know how we all love singing, like Christmas and New Year, we're always on the mic and
Yeah,
we're singing.
you love it.
We love a mic. You love a mic too, don't act like it's just us.
No, it's just you.
You do. And I missed your singing because you do like, or I don't know if you do now, but you really used to like kind of old school tunes.
Yeah, I used to.
What was your favourites? Like, and I feel like it's from Daddy, right?
Yeah, my dad introduced me to it. Daddy introduced me to it, and now I like old school music, but I'm not really into it as much.
You're not okay. I feel
Like I was into Michael Jackson and Queen more, but now I'm into like Juice WRLD and Snoop.
Snoop. Oh my god! At the
I
age
don't
of
really
9, into
But
Snoop. You have been singing that in the car, but what has got you into that? See, I feel like it's the gaming.
Yeah. Fortnite.
Okay, so how does, like, for people who aren't into gaming like me, because really no one in the family is into gaming. Like Daddy's not a gamer. I had like one of those.
Game Boy.
No, it was a Sony, Nintendo. No, it wasn't a DS. Oh my god, I forgot what it's called. Nintendo 64. I don't know. It was basically, you won't even know this, Zach, but we didn't have laptops and PCs with like the way that we do now. It was like a massive, it's called a CPU, and it was this massive rectangle box, and then you had this big box of a monitor that sat on top of it, and Nana...
SNES Nintendo.
No, it's just like an old school computer, and Nana got this for us, and it had this thing that you slid across, so you could use it as a computer, and then when you slid it across, it became like a gaming console. Yeah, it was really cool actually, really cool. And so I did used to game, and we've all played Pac-Man and those kind of things, but none of us were into gaming. So what got you into gaming?
Well, my sister Emiliana, on her birthday, I forgot, she got a Switch, a Nintendo Switch. Then I just started playing Mario Kart, but then when I went to my friend's house, they were all playing this game called Fortnite, and then I was like, oh, I really want to play it, and then they downloaded Fortnite for me, so I could play it. And then that's how I started playing Fortnite. And
Okay,
then
so
I got all my friends,
like,
and then
what
all
is
schools.
Fortnite though? Because it's quite bad really, because me and Daddy let you play it, but I'm still not 100% sure. Like, what is, like, when I think of Fortnite, I remember you guys singing Fortnite Battle Pass. I don't know what that is, but I remember.
It's a song that swears. It's Fortnite.
Okay, don't swear.
I did something on my something.
You did something on your something. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell us what, like, in a nutshell,
my-
Zaki, what is Fortnite? What is it?
So, if you know a game called Roblox, it's called Roblox, and when you go into it, there's like other games like Floor is Lava, like Dress to
So it's a
Impress.
game, and then within that, there's lots of different games.
Yeah, and that's the same thing in Fortnite. But the thing is, in Roblox, you can only text. But in Fortnite, you can text and you can talk with headphones. that go around
Okay,
you, and then
and I
there's a
think
mic-
that I feel like that's quite a big thing for you, because
Yeah.
you always, like, when you had the DS, like just the Nintendo, not the DS,
DS.
sorry, the Nintendo Switch, like we were trying to figure out, weren't we, the settings, how to do it, and then eventually,
it was because the mic wasn't working.
okay, but I feel like since
Yeah.
you've got headphones that has a mic, you put them on, and you're just like in this alternate universe. And I think for those people who game that are listening probably totally understand, but when I try to speak to you, you're just I feel like there's a bubble around you, and that's probably what me and Daddy get a bit worried about. Like, should we be letting you game, because you're kind of like in this, you're not in reality.
Wait, so you have conversations about me, about gaming, without me knowing?
Obviously, Zach. We have conversations about you all the time without you knowing.
Cold.
That's not cold.
That is messed up, Mom.
Zachy, that is parenting.
That is called messed up parenting. That is messed up.
No, it's
Why are you
not.
talking?
Zach, what? Of course we have to have conversations.
Messed up.
Right. So I want to know your opinion. So we get quite especially when you're in it, and I'm going, Zach, and I'm calling you so many times.
I can't ignore you.
Yeah, you kind of ignore me.
No, I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you. No,
all coming out now. So do you think like you should be allowed to game every single day? Because we try to put limits, but I feel like you're a bit sly and you just kind of slip away quietly and we don't know that you're gaming. But if you're quiet, really, that's normally what you're doing. But do you think it's good to game?
Well, it depends how long you're playing it for. Like, if you're playing it for 1 hour straight, like I did a couple of days ago, then that's really bad for you. But if you play like 10 minutes, one time, and then you like eat some breakfast, and then you do 20 minutes, and then you play outside and play with one of your siblings, maybe, and then you play some more. But if it's that's okay because it's not all in one.
Okay.
Like, it's basically like
breaking up your day and doing other things, not just solely gaming all day.
Like, say you have a biscuit. What would you do? Eat one, like in one bite like that, pick up, or would you eat some of it?
That's a really good analogy, Zach. And you know how we're all about health in our house. Actually, you should. I know you're saying eat it bit by bit and not just like gobble it all down, but actually you should eat it all in one sitting though, not like have a bite and then have a bite an hour later and then a bite. It's really bad for teeth. But I know what you're saying.
Not like that.
I know.
You're watching a movie. You have a bite. You watch a bite and then you have a bite.
Bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, like for example, you eat a course one. You can't fit the whole thing in your mouth.
No.
You just eat some.
Okay. And so the same with gaming. You say you shouldn't do it all in one session. You should just do it. But I find that when I tell you, Zach, like, can you get off now? You're always like, Mom, I just got started. I feel like it takes so long to get into a game.
Yeah, because it says successfully logged out when you go back on it, and then you jump out of it. And
so
then
you're waiting for a lot of time before it starts. Okay, so tell me, what do you think the top pros of gaming are? Like, what are the good things about gaming, do you think, as a child?
I think the good thing about gaming is that you're socializing with your friends. You're not just playing on your own. But one con.
We'll do the pros first.
Okay, pros.
Yeah.
I like that, and I also like that it's very human-like. It's like Fortnite is like a very human-wise. It's like what a human would do if they're in an army. Like, they would crouch down, get their guns and shoot.
Okay, so
it's
you're
like
kind of
human-like.
mimicking almost like careers. But is there other things other than like an army soldier? Is there other careers? Like, can you be a chef in Fortnite? Or can you be like
Probably.
a medic? Or can you be...
No.
Well then...
Well, wait, but there's like probably, but there's like a million games on it, and I don't think I've gone all
And you
up
just
on
like
it.
certain games.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're interacting with people, so you're not just in a kind of like tunnel vision world.
Well, sometimes I am when none of my friends are.
Okay, any other pros? So I actually looked this up on your behalf to see.
What?
Like, because I was
That's messed up too.
No.
Why don't you tell me that you look up?
Yeah, because I want to tell you on this podcast about the good things, which it's probably not a good thing for me to tell you this, but apparently it increases intelligence. It helps you with...
yes, shouldn't you?
It helps you, apparently people who game, they're quite good at problem solving, they're good at logic. There's actually a whole load of things that are really good about gaming, but I think as a parent we worry, especially because there's that social aspect. What if people start talking to you that we don't know? Just like if you're on the street, that's just like talking to a stranger, but it's even worse because the stranger is technically in your home, in your ears. Like, how do you stop that?
You can just
have you ever had that where like a stranger where a stranger's spoken to you? But how can we block that so it's just your friends? Because I always tell you can only talk to the people you know, don't we?
I just say stop talking to me. I turn my mic off so they can't hear me, and then I put the volume to mute.
But how? So is there any way of stopping though people who aren't your friends and in your network from just join? Because if they join the game, is it just like when you walk into a party,
No.
Whoever's there, you can talk to?
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay. See, yeah, I don't like that. We'd love to know your comments, actually, because we could talk about gaming all day long.
No,
there is so much about it, isn't there? But
but you can only go into the party or if you give someone a party invite or if they give you a party invite.
But then how did that person talk to you? You gave them a party invite?
Yeah, and then
But why would you give a random party invite?
No, it would have been my friend.
Okay.
I would have given my friend a party invite, they wouldn't accept it, and then they give me a party invite, I accept it, and then me and my friend went with my friend's friend.
Okay, so it's not necessarily randoms that you talk to, it's people, so you've got your circle and then their friend circle end up joining and then their friend circle join.
My friend's circle, then my friend's
I understand it. Okay,
Yeah.
All right, well, do you know what? We'd love to know what you think about gaming because it is, I think, a huge, important topic. There are so many gamers out there and there are a lot of child gamers out there and there's always this concern about pros, cons, if it's safe, if it's not safe. So do comment, let us know what you think as well.
No.
In terms of the social aspect, I would say that Zach, I wouldn't say that you were necessarily like a natural sociable person from when you were born, but I feel like through working sort of in the media and on like being a child performer, that made you sort of more confident and more sociable. Do you agree?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So what were we doing this week? Because you've got an audition on Thursday, haven't you? So for those of you that don't know, Zach is a child performer, and he's with an agent called Bonnie and Betty, and you're on the modelling division. And you're on the talent division, and he's trying to get onto the acting division because you'd quite like to have an acting role, wouldn't you? What would be like if you could choose any sort of film, any genre of film, and play any role? What would be your ideal?
Harry Potter.
Oh, good old Harry.
Harry Potter.
They did have an open casting, didn't they, for Harry? And we did send your. What was it for? Was it for Harry? Or was it for?
Yeah, it was for Harry Potter.
It was for Harry Potter. Yeah. So
it was like for Harry Potter and Ron Weasley.
Okay, so you would you like to be Harry in Harry Potter? You would. Okay, so Zach has actually been practicing his script. Have you learnt your script? No, not yet. And he has got a acting audition on Thursday to get onto the acting division, which I'm sure you will, Zach. That would be pretty cool.
Just probably.
And I think the fact that you really like reading, that probably helps with lines. And you've got this book here, haven't you? I had to prize this away from Zachy to get involved in the podcast. He was sitting here reading while I was setting up all the tech. And he thought it'd be quite good to do our book of the week. So go ahead, Zachy. What's your favourite book at the moment?
This is probably my favourite book. It's called Investi-Gators. It's these two crocodiles. One's called Mango. Mango's the dark-skinned. Then Brash is the light-skinned. Mm-hmm. Brash is more the intelligent one. But Mango is the more silly one.
And what's the story about? Give us it in a nutshell.
It's Investi-Gators. It's basically they solve crimes as normal. But then this one, it's called Heist and Seek.
Oh, I like it. Smart. Heist and seek instead of hide and seek.
Yeah, because someone stole the art in the art museum, then they have to find it.
Okay, that sounds really fun. And I quite liked when I was watching you. It looks like watching you read. It looks like a comic book style, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of set like a comic book. So that's really kind of engaging, isn't it? And it's quite colourful and bright.
And there's many different investigators thanks to John Patrick Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. So you'd recommend this for your age group? So you are how old?
I recommend it. I am 9 years old.
9 years old. All right. So Investi-Gators, Heist and Seek, and there is a whole load in this series. And I actually really used to love reading, but I never had time, did I, Zach? Like with the renovation and just kids stuff and home stuff, I never had time to read. So I would only read when we went on holiday, didn't I?
Yeah, you would just sit on the lounges.
I would just sit on some lounges and read. And Ben would hate that version of me. He'd be like, babe, I can never talk to you because you're just like in a book all the time.
Yeah.
But I quite liked that because when we went on holiday with friends, they called me a bookworm. That's quite nice. Isn't that nice to be called a bookworm? That's like something I aspire to, Zach, to be called a bookworm. No? I feel like you're a little bit of a bookworm on the quiet.
Okay, yeah.
You are when you get into a book, isn't it? You are. Yeah. So this is my book that I want to recommend. It is a book by
For your age, which
for
is
my
55.
age. 55. How rude.
I'm joking. 40.
I'm not 55 at all. Have you
40.
know? My very, very early 40s. Pretty much still in my late 30s.
Okay, so guys, you see my mom and you see me.
Not everybody
Type
can.
in the comments, if you're watching on YouTube, type in the comments what age you think my mom is and what age you think I am.
Okay, all right. So this book is by Ruth Jones and it's called Us Three. And I really, really love it. It's set in a fictional town in Wales. And it's about three friends, Lana, Judith and Catherine. And I guess maybe it kind of resonated with me because I'm part of a trio. My best friends, we're a trio. But it's a really lovely story and there's a bit of travel in it. They go to Cyprus and they start off as being best friends in reception and it goes all the way through till, you know, they're grown up. So a really heartwarming book, I would say.
Wait, it's called Us Three and there's two birds sitting on a line and then there's just one flying away.
Yeah.
That's just a bit weird.
So one, you know, the thing is, Zach, when you are friends, especially if you are, I don't know if you've been, I think you are at school at the moment, when you're friends in a trio, when you're friends of three, sometimes one person always gets a bit left out and that can be quite hard, you know, because generally things are done in pairs. Like if you're at school and they say, oh, pair up for PE.
Yeah.
Like, has that ever happened to you? And you're like, oh, but the person, oh, it happened in your old
it
school.
always happens.
Yeah, or on the bus when
school.
you go on a school trip and there's only two seats. You know, it's a bit, and even when you've had camps outside of school, haven't you? Like, luckily, when you went on camp in the summer, there was 3 seats, wasn't there, in a row? When you went on caring and sharing.
What is that?
Yeah, there was 3,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
didn't have to. But that's the problem when you are friends as a 3. You know, you have to be mindful.
Probably friends as two for family sharing.
Yeah, probably easier for a 2, easier for a 4. But when it's an odd number, it is actually quite hard, isn't it?
Mine's an even number 4.
You're friends with, you've got 4 in your crew?
Harry, James and Damien.
Okay, so your crew is 4. So that's not so bad now. So those are definitely our books that we're recommending for the week. And what would you say your dish of the week was, Zaki?
My mum made this lasagna-styled pasta and everything in it except those layers.
The lasagna sheets.
Except the lasagna sheets. With the
It was lasagna.
pasta in. And then she mixed it up and it was, oh my god, it was so good. And I even had some for lunch today.
It was lasagna minus the lasagna.
Amazing.
Lasagna sheets, yeah. It was kind of like a deconstructed lasagna. So it had like the spirals and it had all different pastas. It was kind of like
It was
pasta
like
tapas, whatever I had left.
Yeah, it was like the spiral pasta, the
Penne, the long thin one.
penne, and
I think it was just those 2.
no,
Was there one more? So I used up all the little
The
bits
shells,
of pasta,
I
the
think.
shells, and I did kind of like a meat
pasta.
sauce, chucked in loads of veg, but I made it kind of like Indian style because I put in the coriander and the cumin and all that. And then I made a white sauce, so then I combined the pasta with the meat, put it in a big dish, but then I poured white sauce over the top, put that in the oven. And you can check that out on the Flip Flop Family Kitchen if you want to check out that recipe, because I think it's quite delicious.
Yeah, I think it was the white sauce that made it good.
Yeah, I mean, anything cheesy and white makes everything delicious, doesn't it?
And then with those little flaky cheese on top, oh, it was amazing.
As you can tell, we're real foodies, aren't we? The Flip Flop
red
family.
Leicester cheese.
Yes, we did cheddar and we did red Leicester. So 2 types of cheeses.
Yeah.
So what would your track of the week be? What are you listening to?
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD. Emiliana also says...
Yeah, because I actually introduced it to her.
Okay, but I feel like you've been singing Snoop a lot as well.
No,
this week.
Yeah, but I only sing one song.
I know, but what's your song of the week, not your artist of the week. I think that song is...
I think it's Empty Out Your Pockets by Juice WRLD, but it swears a bit, so if you don't listen to it, clean the version, please.
Clean version or radio edit. Well, I've got a bit of a random one. So last night...
Early 20s.
Last night at the party, at the end of the night, we were just singing on the mic all night long, and I heard a song that's a really old school song, and I think it's by Madness.
No, because all your fans would love to hear you sing.
There's no fans, Zach. And
listening.
No, but
love to hear
it's a really random song.
Oh.
It's actually a really random song. I can't even remember the name of it now. It was by Madness, and it's, oh my god, it's escaped me. It's totally escaped me. I'm gonna have to remember it now and write it down. So I'll have to give you another. That was just something I heard last night, and it was outrageously funny. It almost belonged on Jerry Springer, if anybody knows Jerry Springer show. I can't remember the name of it now. Okay, well, another tune that I was singing on the mic, which I absolutely loved last night, was
Valerie.
Steven Sanchez.
Steven Sanchez.
The one that Emiliano always sings.
What was it called again?
I'll never fall in love again until I find her. I found you.
Okay, guess the point.
That was basically my tune of the week. So I think you should listen to that. Steven Sanchez, I Found You, I think it's called.
Emiliano something.
It's really good.
I think.
And thank you so much for listening to our podcast this week. I'm Xylene. This is
Zach.
And remember,
Just Zach.
to, if you do like what you're hearing, to subscribe to the Flip Flop Family podcast and click the little ring bell so that you know every time we release a podcast, which is Mondays and Thursdays. Bye.
Bye. See you on next podcast. Tape. Done.